Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Today we'll discuss crypto news and analysis with you once again. To that end, I would like to discuss Ripple and its native token XRP. In this video, we will focus on the overall large price change on XRP and the valuation that is applied to it whenever international transactions are discussed. I think it's easy for everyone to get caught up in the cross-border payment market, but I would like to bring everyone back down to earth for a minute by discussing something much more significant than that. This market, however, is substantial, and you all know I say that with confidence. Given that Ripple has consistently prioritized positioning XRP in the cross-border payment market, I have always set my prices there. However, what is the most you can estimate XRP to be worth apart from Ripple's efforts? Remember that the XRP ledger, or more accurately the XRP ecosystem that has grown up around the XRP ledger, is also aiming for some sizable markets. That topic will also be covered in this video. So let's get started, and I'll share this tweet with you. As such, this is from Digital Asset Investor, better known on Twitter as Digital Asset Buy. This is what I refer to as my Barb Y ChatGPT simple XRP valuation, and we can see that it holds true. The same reasons that motivated others to leave high-paying careers and join Ripple are why I'm here as well. I estimate that 10% of the international payment market is XRPs to gain. In this day and age, $30 is not completely unreasonable. When we consider the people who have joined Ripple in the past, Bob Way certainly stands out. Here's what he had to say about it in his own words. As a matter of fact, to paraphrase, several people have left high-paying jobs to join Ripple. Do you have any idea how much money we could make if we managed to corner even a small portion of the global payments market? That requires XRP to work with it. Make the necessary calculations. Subtract or multiply by 100 billion XRP to get a really large trade number. Wow. And you know, of course, an excellent way to assess XRP's long-term potential value. As an illustration, we can look at the size of the international payments market and see that it is massive, with an estimated value in the trillions of dollars. I'll give you a quick overview of our findings as we analyze the global cross-border payment market from 2016 through 2020. Predictions for the years 2021 and 2022 are now available as well. The number of years represented by the trillions of dollars begins in 2018 and continues through 2022. The graph also shows that the total growth over the past 4 years is well over $20 trillion. Yes, I believe the market will expand further in the coming years. If I had to guess, I'd say $156 trillion right now. Business to business, or the commercial sector, appears to be the primary source of this growth. In this video, we'll be covering both topics. On the other hand, I'd like to return to this location. It is stated that in 2020 international transactions totaled more than $30 trillion, citing a report by the World Bank. Again, the insights from most trading statistic websites that have attempted to address the overall market value behind cross-border payments have shown that it has been much larger overall. As we shift our attention here, it's important to note that the demand for this service is only expected to grow as the global economy expands and more people need to send or receive money across borders. The book does cover topics like the proliferation of digital technology and its attendant changes. As we can plainly see, 10% of $30 trillion is $3 trillion, and $3 trillion divided by $100 trillion yields. The equivalent of $30 can be obtained with this. Remember that we're dealing with cross-border transactions here. To that end, let's take a close look at the genuine nature of the international money transfer market. B12 sales are estimated at $150.70 trillion annually. In any year before 2019, this was still $124 trillion. The other smaller prices, or I should say values listed on this chart, are what XLM is actually going after, so do the math on 10% of that market share value. Therefore, we will use the market value of $150.70 trillion. Just remember that not all of the tokens will be evenly divisible by 100 billion if we do this. Now, if we actually went after the whole market, the cost would be sky high. But that won't be our basis for action. Consistent with the 10% market share range seen in this graph, that's where we'll focus our attention. Using this figure once more, we arrive at a price of around $150 for XRP. Are we going to exactly $150? To be sure, that's not the case. But there's one more bizarre aspect to this forecast, and by the way, are we going to take these XRP price predictions at face value and treat them as ironclad guarantees? No, not quite. Not even I would risk my entire household on this. Again, I've always said that I think prices between $10 and $15 are reasonable, and that it's easier to save up that amount of money that way. Even if we don't hit the higher price points, we still make a profit and recover our initial investment. Exit investment too. However, keep in mind that there is no way to use all 100 billion XRP. Remember that there are network effects from XRP's use in retail as you read this. However, don't forget about the additional markets that can be accessed through this DLT. Real estate, which has an estimated global value of $330 trillion, is just one of many major markets that is being tokenized by technological advancements. We've tokenized a sizable portion of this market because it's ripe for disruption and tokenization. Again, do I anticipate that only a single network will take this approach? In fact, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I anticipate that the vast majority of DLTs currently available will be able to successfully corner a sizable portion of this market. To be sure, I believe this is a market with the potential to absorb a sizable share of DLT traffic. Imagine, then, the network effects that XRP could capture if it were applied to both international payments and the retail sector. The goals that Ripple has for XRP are now also a major point of discussion. Ripple just recently published this in an effort to help you enter new markets with your small business. Based on the established methods of compensation, attempting to play rails is akin to trying to score a goal while barefoot. Now that we're zeroing in on this, we can use both free and trapped capital to fuel our company's expansion, putting you at a significant disadvantage. Keep in mind that the biggest one is the B12 sector, which uses cross-border payments. That sector accounts for $150 trillion in business. With this in mind, let's examine whether or not working capital truly is a company's lifeblood. Companies all over the world suffer from the same problem, trapped capital. Trapped capital is the money that a company must put aside before it can conduct business in a new market. There is a lot of talk about Nazarobastro right here. The majority of small businesses' difficulties with cash flow occur in this area as well. So the question is how they can gain access to the XRP-based liquidity that everyone is aware of. Consequently, there is a plethora of foreign account trapped funds accumulating on the ground. A handful of correspondent banks that are based in major financial hubs can help you make international payments. In order to provide the liquidity required for transactions with vendors, suppliers, employees, etc. These banks require their corporate customers to pre-fund accounts in local currencies on both sides of the payment. As we take a look below, we can see that some people are complaining about the time and effort required for complex cash management due to a lack of credit. Everything here is centered on the concept of liquidity. And even among companies that can afford the time and effort involved in managing foreign bank accounts, the number of correspondent banks is decreasing. Correspondent banking relationships are drying up. There has been a steady decline and consolidation in the number of correspondent banks despite the increasing volume of cross-border payments. Due to low margins and high perceived risk, emerging markets are feeling the effects of this flight from the market the hardest. As a result, international transactions are difficult in these areas, and we observe that a lack of access to the international banking system drives up the cost of international transactions, making it impossible for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, that would benefit most from entering or leaving these emerging markets. To put it another way, it opens up a huge possibility for Ripple. Green trapped capital is a real issue with crypto solutions. They hope to accomplish this by utilizing Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution. By utilizing crypto-enabled payments, which are quicker and more reliable than traditional methods, it helps release trapped capital for small and medium-sized businesses. The costs, transparency, and pre-funding requirements of 24/7 global transactions are drastically reduced, while settlement time is reduced from days to seconds. Triangle is actually mentioned. Big one, that triangle. In fact, I believe that Shringler has been one of our primary concerns for some time. They also mention other growth, including the positive development that major countries like Mexico and Brazil are using on-demand liquidity via a few corridors. The size of Brazil is particularly impressive. However, there are a few things we need to examine. In the first place, Triangle's growth has not slowed down. One of Asia's leading cross-border payment hubs, Triangle, is attempting to go public through a SPSC, making it a potentially significant player in the market. Ripple owns a 40% stake in Triangle. For the uninitiated, that simply refers to a company formed for the express purpose of making acquisitions. Now, keeping this in mind, they are aiming to get final votes on their expansion plans passed in August, which will be fantastic and incredible for them as they go public. In fact, I'm considering buying some Triangle stock once it's publicly traded. That's why you owe a debt of gratitude to CryptoErie. We expect Triangle to keep growing, and they've been concentrating on business-to-business cross-border payments because many existing systems have shortcomings in this area and Ripple can be used to solve them. Again, Ripple and Triangle are enabling a lot of large corporations and businesses to appreciate the value of on-demand liquidity by facilitating the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. Again, you're seeing a lot of problems emerge for liquidity reasons if you don't have something like this. Therefore, they are resolving these significant issues for these companies. Furthermore, as I've already mentioned, these companies are responsible for a sizable chunk of the global market for international payments. Now, besides that, what is the deal with MFS Africa? Oh well, there you have it, Kahneman's Fury. That's a pretty cool insight. Africa MFS. Recently, the MFS Africa payment hub connecting 35 African countries has been mentioned twice in BIS literature about multilateral payment platforms, with the most recent mention coming in January. To further reduce the time and cost of international transactions, American Express is looking into using its technology for cross-border payments made through its FX International Payment Service Standard Charter. The Japanese financial services firm SBI Holdings, PFSCO, has invested in Ripple and is collaborating with the company to build a global payments network. Almost all of our significant business alliances are centered on international money transfers. Strangely enough, a joint project with Ripple demonstrated that synchronized FX transactions into different simulated RTG systems are possible, leading to the incorporation of synchronization functionality into the roadmap for renewal, just as the recent Bank of England report discussed cross-border payments and similar topics pertaining to CBDCs, etc. Despite our current emphasis, this does not constitute ironclad proof that Ripple will be used in the renewal program. But if they are correct and we see cross-border payments being fully disrupted, and this is a market that is ripe for disruption by DOT technology and crypto technology and all that kind of stuff, then I do believe that XRP will see a significant increase in volume once this goes live with XRP-powered cross-border payments. If you'll excuse me, I say when we see XRP-powered cross-border payments, because Ripple can choose whether or not to use XRP in its cross-border payment operations, and that's why the situation is different there. Still, I can't help but feel optimistic about the future. Still, there have been many whispers about Visa and Ripple as well. The company they are employed by is called Ripple Partners. To be fair, Visa is, and it would make sense if they did choose to work with Ripple, but we'll have to see. Nonetheless, I believe this has relevance outside of the realm of international financial transactions. Keep in mind that SMS may also be eligible for a line of credit from Ripple, making it possible to obtain and use XRP. But don't forget what I said about XRP yesterday, or maybe even 2 days ago. Yes, that was also posted in the crypto area. To reiterate my gratitude to the crypto age, I used her tweet. As for information gathering, she is superb. This is where she discussed the XRP ecosystem as a whole. It was totally unrelated to what Ripple is up to with XRP. Don't misunderstand me, I recognize the value. Lots of other major industries are being disrupted as a result of this, and there is a great deal of demand and liquidity from retail users through the ecosystem. Don't forget that we also discuss real estate, including how real estate tokenization is a major topic that has applications in the Solo platform. With so much potential for increasing XRP's demand and liquidity, I can't wait for many of the X-Ray Ledger's most important use cases to launch. And when you factor in all that volume and demand, and look at XRP at around 10% of the cross-border payment market, which again we really kind of take this statistic from like $150 trillion, could we just go off to the $30 trillion? That's perfectly acceptable as well. It's possible that XRP's worth will exceed everyone's wildest expectations. But again, at the outset, we have very few resources to work with. Let's go for broke and set a new record high. Then, how about we shoot for $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, etc. But I do keep a long-term bag in case XRP goes above $100. If that happens, I'll be overjoyed. So, do you think an XRP price of $100 is realistic? 100%. When do you anticipate that happening? No idea what it is, we have no way of knowing. To sum up, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.